Happy Wednesday, everybody. How are you doing on this amazing Wednesday evening? Welcome to Get to Know Bob. I'm your host, Sonia Weaver. Are you ready for an exciting, engaging conversation? I am. I am so looking forward to this conversation. Like, seriously, this is one of those beginning of the years, get your life right and commit, right? Commit. Now, I was about to say resolutions because y'all know I don't believe in resolutions, but I know a lot of y'all have made resolutions around this topic. And I want to make sure that 2022 looks different from you once you get to the end, right? And I want you to just be enlightened, educated, so that you can be empowered, right? I want you to be equipped with the knowledge and information that is necessary for you to succeed as you pertain your goals towards being healthier in 2022. But before we get to that, we have some engaging things that I love to talk about. I love to introduce you guys to. So we're going to do like we normally do, and we're going to just, kick it off with tonight's look. Yes, tonight's look, I have on some Glam Doctor. I have on some Tontis Cosmetics, some My Traveling Pearls, some Linked. I have on some Sunny Days collection, custom pieces that was made for me. How my skin was prepped and prepared for today with T's Timeless Beauty. Y'all know I love my Lumi Spa. I have on some Century Body Essentials. I smell good and all moisturized because it's cold outside. If y'all saw my post the other day, it is cold in Michigan. But I am going to do my best to stay warm and protect my skin. So thank you, Century Body Essentials. Have, of course, on my Divine Diva Designs and, a couple of businesses that I actually don't recall. Like I decided to put on this ring, and it is my birthstone, my amethyst stone. Yay, yay, Aquarian season in the house. And it's intertwined with some copper. So, copper has some good effects for the body. And so I am really enjoying this piece. I wish I can remember who I purchased it from. That's what happens. That's what happens when you take the pledge, right? So have you taken the pledge to support 7 Bob pledge? Have you done it yet? This pledge right here says that I am going to support 7 Black-owned businesses a week. Again, what does support look like? It can be time support. So the time that you take to share what a business does, to share and make a connection to a consumer. If someone's looking for a particular service, why not connect them to the business owner that provide that service? Why not even share and connect businesses that you feel could collaborate together? I've done some of those things this week, sharing and introducing people, because that's where we can have that unity, collaborate, and grow. Now, of course, financial support is a must too, right? So you definitely need to support with your financial contributions. So when you need your day-to-day, like today's look, I supported at least 7 or more, right? That I just named off. So your day-to-day look can always be supporting people. So when I run out of lip product, yes, I am still supporting Bob. And believe me, I do run out of lip products. Y'all know that, right? And so hair products, I didn't even mention that. My sisters and me, and another Black product. This is how I got my look. So constant use. I have them in my repertoire. It's just kind of natural. My mission, my focus is very intentional when it comes to supporting Bob. Now, I'm going to say again, take the pledge. Okay. So the deal of the day from Deals with Bob. Let's go and talk about our deal of the day for Deals with Bob. It is client relations training. And again, client relations training is important because you retain your clients. You have employee retention. It reinforces company brand and values. You generate referrals, address clients' issues, and it sets you apart. Client relations training is huge. So that is Deals with Bob's Deal of the Day. Hey, welcome everybody. I see our live viewers going up. Get your comments and questions ready for the chat. We can't wait for you to get engaged with us. Yes, we can't wait for you to get engaged with us. Tonight's show is going to be featuring and brought to you by none other than Phlebotomy Express Training Centers. Yes, so here's more about them. Now, if that didn't excite some people to want to, look in the avenue of healthcare right now, I don't know what else to do because you can go through this amazing program and change your life, not just yours, but change your future generations, because you're positioning yourself into a career that is in demand. We all know the times we're living in right now. I don't want to say the word. I am so sick of the word, but it's still, healthcare is a very needed industry. And you can go through this program and you can take MA course, or you can take the phlebotomy course, or you can take both. Why not have all be real rounded, as well as add in a CPR course? Everybody should be CPR trained. It is very important, especially if you're around. Like I have my grandson, so I went through a program recently again, just because he was in my care. It's always good to have knowledge, right? Knowledge can change the trajectory of your life. And so going to Phlebotomy Express Training Centers can give you the knowledge to equip yourself to just make an impact and change the course of your future. One thing that sets them apart that I hope that you caught in that short clip was they have caring instructors. That means they have like a family setting. They truly care about you. That's why they also offer job placement assistance. She has collaborations with other, I think you saw McLaren. I thought you seen Carmanos, CSL Plasma. They actually come to the school and meet with the graduates. So she seriously works in job placement assistance. So you really get so much when you go to Phlebotomy Express Training Centers. You can find more about them on our directory at www.dealswithbob.com. Now we're going to go into our deals then for our consumer members. This is the exciting part because it lets you know all of those amazing things that businesses are offering for you guys. So we're going to check out these deals coming. We're kicking it off with Deals with Bob is offering 15% off of their premium services. Then we have Affordable Veterinarian Clinic. They're offering free deals for February for well exams for new clients with the purchase of vaccines. Then Today's Smile is offering 50% off whitening. Yes, half off whitening services. So why not make your smile the best smile this year? We have Mona Lisa's Lyrics LLC offering 15% off event packages. Then we have Women Helping Empower Winners offering free registration and or free consultation. Next, we have Phlebotomy Express Training Centers offering 10% off. So that was our featured business. So you can go consumer members with an additional 10% off. I was about to say 15. Don't let me misquote. 10% off. Next, we have Linked LLC offering 50% off plus one or free plus three. Then we have Tax Divas offering 10% off or free registration free consultation, or a free gift. Then we have newly listed Tranquility Christian Counseling offering 10% off of events. And finally, we have Bright Tech Communications offering 10% off their services. Isn't that awesome, consumer members? So you really need to get excited, right? And to become a consumer member, all you need to do is visit www.dealswithbob.com, click consumer sign up, and join today. It is that simple. Now, remember, business owners, you will want to sign up for one of those annual packages under our business sign up, because when you do, your consumer membership is included. So business owners, get that double deal by being part of those annual packages. And if you have an event coming, oh, we didn't go to that. Sorry. If you have a deal, I'm jumping all over the place. If you have a deal that you want to promote and you're a business owner and you want to offer those deals, discounts, giveaways, and rewards, then you want to go to www.dealswithbob.com, and you too can offer those amazing deals for our consumer members. Wow, that was a mouthful. But I got one more segment coming up, you guys. You know, that is our Stay Connected segment. We want to make sure you know what's going on in the community, that you can support Bob with your time necessarily, because some of these events are free. Some of them are webinars and on Zoom, and or you can support them financially by going to their events. So I want to make sure that you stay connected and you know what's going on in your neck of the woods. So we're going to kick it off tonight with the 2022 Merge Better Together Summit. That is January 27th from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. We have a guide to opening a Black-owned business from Smack Productions, and that is on Facebook Live and YouTube Live on Thursday, January 27th at 7 p.m. We have an after-hours pop-up shop from the D-Loft Studio Friday, January 28th from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. We have Exhale, with Regina C. Hall, Women Owning Their Voice, Friday, January 28th, 3:30 to 4:30 p.m. Also from Exhale with Regina C. Hall, we have our own Voice Claim Your Dreams virtual vision party on January 29th from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. We have Your Own Uniqueness presenting the Step Up for Ladies, which is February 1st and ongoing, and they have AM sessions and PM sessions. We have Taste of the City Winter Wine Taste Fest, February 4th, 2022. We have Everlight Candles and the Perfect 10 presenting candles and cocktails, Saturday, February the 5th. We have a Barb Marley birthday bash where King Mellow Man and Mellow Runnings will be performing. Yours truly will be hosting. And this event is Friday, February the 5th. And doors open at 8 p.m. at Billy's Lounge. And finally, we have Table for 20 having a pre-Valentine's Day pop-up shop on February the 6th from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. So we want to make sure that you stay connected. And if you are a business owner and you want people to support your event, or you want us to support your event and advertise it on our Stay Connected page, please visit www.dealswithbob.com and contact us today. Well, I need to give my voice a break. And I know you guys are excited because it is time for tonight's guest. And I am like overjoyed about tonight's guest. So can you get excited? Tonight's guest is Lisa A. Smith of the Black Health Academy and Farm to Table. Hello, Lisa. How are you?
Hey Sonia, I'm great. How are you?
I am doing awesome. It is so great to see you today. I am excited for this conversation. We had our laughs, y'all, behind stage. Lisa, I'm gonna tell you, low key, she likes to clown on me. I'm just saying. She she tells me I'm like hard head, like I don't believe stuff. I'm like, but that's just me. I believe everything she's saying. If I didn't, I would not have her on tonight. But it's kind of more than that, y'all. She's just an amazing person. So I want her to do a self introduction. I kind of said who she was, but I want her, Lisa, I want you to add anything that you want to share about yourself when you introduce.
Yeah, absolutely. So, hello everyone, and thank you so much again for having me on, Sonia, and Deals with B.O.B. I'm Lisa A. Smith. I am a plant-based health coach, and I work with individuals to help them overcome chronic health challenges. Chronic meaning they've been dealing with them for 3 months or longer, and I help individuals alleviate or eradicate chronic health challenges and all of the inflammation, brain fog, chronic dysfunction that comes along with that using a whole food plant-based lifestyle. So really teaching individuals how to eat to live, how to eat for longevity. And I just want to highlight the fact that my mission is to eradicate these conditions, not make them slightly better. So I'm really doing the hard work that's required to come up from under chronic disease and dysfunction and discomfort so that our health can become a asset as opposed to a liability. So that's my mission. That's what I do at the Black Health Academy through our programming. And then I also certify coaches in plant-based nutrition to do that as well. So I teach coaches, either individuals who are aspiring health coaches or individuals who have a career that's really health adjacent and who want to integrate plant-based nutrition into their current career, help them reach a level of mastery so that they can use a whole food plant-based lifestyle as a tool to help their clients and their patients live optimally.
I love it. I love it. And so, one thing that we talked about on the previous show, and I'm going to make sure that I add it to the post when I repost this replay, guys, of the original show, because you need to watch that because we're not going to go into some of the details from that show. But I do want you just to quickly just kind of sum it up how you got into doing the work you're doing, just so people can connect to your why you do what you're doing, how you got on that path.
Yeah, sure. I became a health coach. I originally was in social work, and then I was also a teacher, teaching English as a second language. But I pivoted into health coaching through my own weight loss journey. So I had a 65-pound weight loss, and this is prior to becoming a plant-based vegan. And my interest in health stems from that weight loss experience through what was truly required in order to lose the weight, and of course, what's truly required to keep it off. So I pivoted into becoming a certified personal trainer, fell in love with it, decided to really start studying nutrition as well so that I could really help my clients maximize their results in the gym. Came across this plant-based thing and just wanted to get proof of the claims that a whole food plant-based diet was the most optimal diet for longevity and wellness, and started taking myself through the process of eliminating food out of my diet. And it was a game changer. It helped me maintain my 65-pound weight loss. And by far the biggest benefit for me was my cognitive functioning and my neurological functioning, how my mind works, my ability to, concentrate, create, recall, problem solve, reason, no brain fog, no memory loss, no attention deficit. So all of that is really important to me because I am a creator for a living. I sell my intellectual property. I create curriculums. I coach, I teach, and I speak for a living. And so the way my brain operated on a whole food plant-based diet was a game changer. And so I certified in it, study it, master it at a high level. And that's where I am now. And so I started into this, field for professional reasons to help my clients, but it became a game changer. And so started a couple companies and just been slinging plants ever since.
I love that, slinging plants.
Yeah.
And what I hear you say frequently, just even right now, longevity.
Mhm.
Can you elaborate why you use that word? I know what it meant to me, but first I would like to hear you use longevity several times. So why specifically that terminology?
So, like everyone else, I'm here on assignment, Sonia, and my assignment is to extend the life expectancy of people of color on this planet. And in order for my name, but more importantly, my work to be correlated, right, with and credited with extending the life expectancy of people on this planet, I need to be around as long as possible in the most optimal version of myself in order to complete that mission. So for me, my goal is a minimum of 150 years old, and it's not, for bragging rights or anything. It's literally to execute on my assignment, right? So I live my life in a form of radical obedience, only pivoting and course correcting when I'm, get the divine download to do so. And that radical obedience has kept me on this path of teaching health, of coaching to health. But I know that what I want to accomplish requires me, it's going to require more than just like a 85, 90-year-old life expectancy, honestly. And so, and then longevity for all the reasons we want longevity, right? But for me, the basic reasons that we want longevity, just to be here, enjoy, that's the cost of entry for me, right? I'm not saying anyone has to, shoot as big as I am, like being here just to be here for the sake of being here, having more time, to serve is a great reason. But I'm executing on a mission, and on that mission requires the absolute best version of me on a daily basis, not, a couple times a year when I do a detox. It requires the best version of me daily. And so my brain, my mind, my physical health cannot be compromised. And
I love it.
The work that I do. So longevity to me is all about radical obedience.
And I like that term. I wrote it down. I might have to get that trademark. Radical obedience. I love it. And what I really want to put a pin in for you guys to really hear and connect. One thing that I love about Lisa and what you could love about her is that she didn't wake up one day. I mean, she did get an assignment one day, don't get me wrong, but she progressed through it. She had her own story. I wanted you to connect to her why intentionally. So she letting you know she understands the eating habits. She was from those eating habits that you guys are trying to break. So she is like, I did it. I understand your pain. I understand the sugar cravings and the starch cravings and the bread, the all of that. She gets it. And she progressed. She didn't just say, I went from those cravings to I'm this whole plant-based, don't have this in my diet. She did steps. I mean, I believe you even just like you still was only like eating seafood at one point. Like you kind of slowly started moving things out, correct?
Yeah, I definitely went pescatarian first before becoming a whole food plant-based vegan. Absolutely. It was definitely done in steps. However, I will say, being able to do it in steps and slowly over time, Sonia, I have to say is a privilege. And everyone actually doesn't have the privilege to do it that way. So I don't want people to think that because I did it that way, it's okay that they're dragging their feet. The privilege that I had in taking my time in my transition is that I didn't have an imminent health challenge. So for someone that's listening, or even, our students, if you have an imminent health challenge, if you're currently in a health crisis, right, the rate at which you make the transition needs to match, what you're battling, just to be clear. So I will say that. But yes, my journey was progressive.
Okay. And thank you for clearing that up. My comments was coming from the people who was saying like, I can't just, and you're in a healthy state. I agree. And you're saying, oh, that's just too much. I can't give it all, give it all up. I don't want you to be like it's all or nothing. And I am the example. So I'm gonna be a little transparent right now. I am the example of what Lisa said. And I am so bad. That's why she get on me. I'm be honest. She gets on me because I'm bad. It's like you would with anybody that's wrong and you're trying to correct them. I have health issues, like some major ones, and some that I didn't even share. Like when we first met, I remember when she finally found out I had eczema, and she was like, "Girl, I didn't know that. I would have been told you about dairy, because when I said, well, tell me a little bit about dairy, she was like, you're not ready for it. But had she known, like, I had some underlying issues, she said she would have most definitely told me. So believe me when I say, when you have some underlying issues, Lisa does mean business, and she means what she says, because you can correct. Lord knows, I'm gonna say it. You can correct everything. I was about to say a whole lot of stuff. But literally, Lisa, everything, right? Lisa, everything.
Yeah, everything can
Everything.
be impacted. The majority of things can be completely alleviated, reversed. But you can even if you don't have something that there's a immediate that you can get immediate relief from, or that you can cure right away. You can at least get immediate relief, should I say, right? And so I don't want people to think that it's black and white, because it's not. There's some things that we can literally live with. But what makes it unbearable, what makes it unlivable, is that you're not even putting in the effort that's required to make it manageable.
Okay. Yes. Love it. Love it. Now, part of the reason that I'm excited that you're here is because in 2022, the Spirit told me to focus in on literacy, told me to tell the community to stop saying, to keep something from a Black person, put it in a book, to change the narrative. So to let us know we have a voice, we do write, we do read, and we know that the more we read, the more knowledge we attain. And once we have the knowledge, we now are empowered once we execute it. And so Lisa, being the plant-based foodie that she is, has like this amazing book. And it is, I just noticed this. This is so funny how you notice things when you're getting ready. It says volume 2. So that lets me believe that there must be, is there a volume 1?
It's not in a hard copy. It was just digital, and it's not a recipe book. Yeah.
Okay. So, but this book is still available, The Plant-Based Foodie. And it says 50 comfort classic recipes for the plant-based foodie in you. Now, what I will say is, I know for me, what has been challenging at times is trying to create what you think, quote unquote, is plant-based, and the first things that come to mind with most people is salad and vegetables, and just in that form. So what I love is the fact that when you have a cookbook, it gives you the knowledge, right? It gives you the recipes, it gives you the steps so that you can execute. And maybe it doesn't come out exactly the way the first time, but you can then repeat and master it, just like any other dish that you learn how to make. So Lisa, tell us what led you to even capturing these recipes.
Just what you said, just people having a pre-existing notion of what it means to be plant-based, that you're going to eat bland, cold salads all the time, that your food needs to be flavorless in order to be healthy, even that you have to eat the same thing over and over, which we discourage actually, because you omit so much of the plant kingdom by doing that. So, just wanted to give people options to see that you can have food that you look forward to, that's good for you and good to you. And just wanted to have some options. I released that recipe book, I think several years ago now. And it's helped a lot of individuals. And the way I teach a very elevated version of plant-based living. So the one caveat I will say is that, some recipes in there have oil, which we don't promote anymore, even though in the beginning of the recipe book, it tells you replace the oil with broth if you have a pre-existing condition. But most people don't read that page, and they sometimes email me and ask me about it. But I teach a very elevated living. Of plant-based living is way more than just giving up animal products. There's way more required in order to eradicate chronic health challenges. But yeah, that book has helped a lot of people see that, I could still have pancakes, or here's a great way to make Alfredo. Chickpea tuna is one of the favorites in there, or my quinoa meat tacos, which I literally just had yesterday. So
you're just kind of leading into one of my questions. I was going to, of course, have to ask, what are your favorite recipes in your book?
Definitely the quinoa meat tacos is probably the one I do the most often. I mean, I really enjoy tacos a lot, and being able to make quote unquote taco meat out of quinoa is really simple recipe. Really enjoy the chickpea tuna as well. And then in the colder months, my chilies So there's a black bean chili in there, which is really good. And another favorite with our students is the black bean and sweet potato burgers.
Oh, okay. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Awesome. Now I'm going to share, here's another transparent moment because we're now talking about food. Again, we're kind of been talking about food along because what you put into your body. I have gone on a personal 21-day prayer and fast. And the fasting that we're collectively using happens to be the Daniel's fast. And so as I was preparing for this, well, actually, let me take one step back. At the end of 2021, you guys know I go into that meditation, try to get clarity on what's to come, reflect on what the year was about and what was accomplished, what I need to improve, etc. So I felt a huge pull from within, like I needed to do something drastic to a lifestyle change in order to improve my health. So you guys know I have been talking about my health and the need to improve it, etc. And I was like, I'm ready. I am ready for what Lisa has talked about. Like, because she said elevated class, all of these things she teaches. And I was like, it is time. And I feel it and felt it be so true. So, and I know Lisa went through her interview process. Kudos to her because I so appreciate how she cares enough to do that. I mean, I'm telling you, she's not out here to just make money. Seriously, when she said her mission is to improve the Black community health wise by what we eat, she means it. So literally, you might not be ready for the program just because you think you are, and just because you have the means, etc. And so for me, unfortunately, because I was on a leave, and we won't go into all of that, I had to postpone the class. But the pull and the desire never left. So I know I'm going to do it at the next cohort, but I still felt like I can't wait until I'm positioned to be able to do it. And so it just so happens that my spirit felt I needed to do this prayer and fast along with the church. And so when I was been doing this Daniel's fast, it is been better for me this time because I took the time to get recipes. I'm saying all that to say that there's knowledge in reading anything, people. When I read a recipe, I'm now knowledgeable of spices that have been in my cabinet that I've never known how to use. And literally, I have been preparing dishes.
Sonia, you're frozen. I don't know if you know. Mm-mm. It looks like Sonia is off, guys, and I don't know if we're still live. I don't see anything in the chat or the comments. But if you guys can still see me and hear me, drop something in the chat for me, and then feel free to pop questions in as well. And I'm happy to answer them until we get Sonia back on. So, hello, Marie. Is it Marie or Mary? Hello there. But if you guys are still on, if you can still see me, totally feel free to ask any questions, and I'm happy to do an open discussion until, okay, Peter said you see me. Great. Beautiful. Okay, so Sonia is off. Does anyone have any questions or comments you want to, or anything you guys like me to dive into? Talking about a plant-based lifestyle, benefits, challenges. Maurice, more specifically, you said plant-based vegan. What exactly, do you guys have a question surrounding it? How can I serve? Okay. Sonia's having some tech issues. She's scared to disconnect me because we might lose the whole situation. But I'm totally here for the conversation for anyone that may want to. Okay, all right. Thank you, Marie. So Marie says the difference between plant-based and vegan. Absolutely. So from a terminology standpoint, am I a vegan? The answer is yes. And the reason for that is because the way we define vegan in my programs is vegan is simply the absence of animal products. So I don't consume any animal products, which makes me by definition vegan, right? However, the way we define a plant-based vegan versus just a traditional vegan is vegan doesn't always equal healthy. Now, you can be vegan and be healthy and be intentional, right? I am. But also you could be a junk food vegan. So I'm truly plant-based, meaning the base of my meals is very intentionally plants. And I actually have a hashtag in my company, hashtag plants every damn day. Like that's how intentional I am about eating whole real food, meaning I try and make my meals as close to how they came out of the ground as possible, right? So, of course, I'm cooking it and processing it myself. But as you guys know, there's been a huge emergence of plant-based, meatless, vegan labeled meals and, things you can get at fast food restaurants in the freezer section. And although those things are vegan, they're not necessarily healthy. And so it's important to note that if you're adopting or transitioning to this lifestyle for health reasons, meaning you have a specific health challenge you're looking to overcome, you have to micromanage your food, even if it's vegan. Vegan, just because there's no animal products in the dish or on the plate, doesn't mean that meal is optimally healthy yet. We also have to look at things like what we call SOS, salt, oil, and sugar. And so salt, oil, and sugar, all three of those are vegan, and all three of those things are inflammatory and potentially disease promoting. And so really being conscious of not eating something just because it's vegan, but being conscious of eating truly plant-based meals because the plants are the healing and the medicinal properties of the food. So I hope that explains the difference in how I live a different lifestyle. So there are things that, like if I'm at a get together, a gathering, or even a bakery, a coffee shop, and I see they have vegan pastries, I still won't eat them because they're typically loaded with sugar and like vegan butter, which is nothing but oil. So yeah, I'm very conscious of eating to prevent or lower the probability of getting lifestyle diseases. Okay. Breathe Again says, can you discuss drinking half of your healthy body weight in water? Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things we tell our students to do at my program, Farm to Table, we have something called the PHARM Daily 4, which is 4 things you ideally want to consume on a daily basis to promote optimal health. And one of them is water. And our metric is half of your healthy body weight in ounces of water per day. And so one of the things that's important to note here, a lot of times we've historically been told to consume half of our body weight in water, but you actually want to consume half of your healthy body weight, even if you're not there yet. So let's say you still have 50 pounds to lose. So let's say, I don't know, a 200-pound person, but their healthy body weight is 150. Then you want to consume half of your healthy body weight, which would be 75 ounces a day. So that water is really pivotal in creating an alkaline state in your body, but it also operates as a vehicle to transport vitamins and minerals that you are eating throughout your body and, delivering them to different organs and systems in the body. That water also helps to lower blood pressure. It also helps you to think clearly, and it helps you to keep you regular so that you're eliminating toxins on a regular basis. So water is a non-negotiable on a daily basis. I highly recommend sticking to room temperature water as opposed to like ice cold. You want it to be room temperature, as close to room temperature as possible. Hot water is fine too. And one of our cheat codes for water that is a game changer for every single one of our students is, consume 25 ounces within the first 30 minutes of waking. So letting water be the first thing on your palate, first thing in the morning, getting that 25 ounces in is a game changer. So swap out that caffeine, those caffeinated drinks or whatever for water. First 30 minutes of waking. It's going to really get your bowels moving, set your digestive system, help to reset your taste buds if you're battling an addiction to salt, oil, sugar, or caffeine. But 25 ounces within the first 30 minutes of waking. Game changer. Okay. Marie says the book of Dr. Colin Campbell is an eye opener to plant based. 100%. I'm assuming you're referring to his book around these huge longitudinal study they did in China. Is it the China study? Is that the book you're referring to, Marie? It's a almost considered like a plant based Bible a little bit in the plant based world. The China study by T. Colin Campbell. Great book that really demonstrates, or should I say, articulates the value of eliminating animal products out of the diet and the potential benefits to longevity. Yes, for sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so I hope that answered the question about the water. Hope that answered the question about the potential difference between plant-based and vegan. Junk food vegan versus, really eating, because some people go vegan for different reasons. So some people go vegan for animal, earth, protection rights. And so it's just about not eating the animals. But a lot of people in the community I service, they actually go vegan for personal health reasons. And so even some vegan foods are not healthy enough for them, for the goals that they're trying to achieve. My experience in China, yeah. So I lived in Foshan, China, which is just in the south of China. It's about 2 hours away from Hong Kong. Hong Kong was one of my favorite places to hang out when I lived in China, and it was so life changing. So I taught English at an international school, and it was culturally shocking for them. A lot of Chinese at that time in the city that I lived in had, never seen a Black person in person. A lot of my kids at the international school hadn't either. So I have some really culturally shocking stories. But my ability to travel the world, travel Southeast Asia at that time, was a game changer as well. Thailand, Vietnam, shooting over to England. It was really a pivotal experience in my professional journey and in my personal life as well. So living in China, I absolutely loved it. Let's see. Hey, Chandra. Great. What do I eat for breakfast? Barbara. Great question. So here's the first answer to that question, which is this. There's truly no such thing as a breakfast food. That is a concept that was basically made up. So what I mean is, your body doesn't need to have a traditional breakfast food like pancakes, toast, cereal, oats, or whatever. You can eat whatever you want for breakfast. And the reason I say that is because typically my quote unquote breakfast is leftovers from the day before. Like literally this morning, my first meal of the day was when I broke my fast, because that's all you're doing. Your first meal of the day is when you're breaking your fast. That's what breakfast is. You're breaking your fast from sleeping all night. So my first meal of the day from breaking my fast today was a bowl of lentil soup and a green smoothie. So traditional breakfast food is, don't get me wrong, I enjoy traditional breakfast food, but I don't have to have it for it to be considered breakfast. I just need one meal to break my fast. I break my fast at 10 a.m. And so usually for me, because I work a lot, even though I work from home, I work a lot. And so usually for me, it's all about reheating something. So today, like I said, it was lentil soup. I had chili last week. I love a great green smoothie because plants every damn day. But I do like avocado toast. I'll tell you what I hate that, is really healthy, but it's disgusting to me. It's oatmeal. So I'm not an oatmeal fan. But if I go out to breakfast, there's a couple breakfast spots that have some vegan options. I love a good vegan pancake, a vegan waffle. Every now and then I might get like a vegan sausage. I like Hillary's because doesn't have all the saturated fat or all the oil and the sugar from some of the other processed vegan sausages. But I'm not I'm not a breakfast person. Like it doesn't have to be traditional breakfast food because again, that's just a made up concept. Let's see. Oh, Marie, I was not plant-based when I lived in China. No. So I was not plant-based when I lived in China. I was still eating animal products when I lived in China. Peter says, is fruit or juice a good breakfast? So fruit is a better breakfast, Peter, because when it comes to juice is Peter, tell me what type of juice you're talking about. Give me an example, because if it's like a green juice, let's say a fresh squeezed juice, maybe you did it yourself at a juicer or bought like a green juice or something out, that could potentially be okay. But if you're referring to like an apple juice or orange juice, like a fruit juice, no, the answer is absolutely unequivocally no. All the fruit juice is, even if it's fresh squeezed orange juice, guys, even if it's fresh squeezed apple juice, like you might have squeezed it yourself into the cup. But all fruit juice is the sugars, the fructose. There's no fiber. And so the issue is, sure, it's not from concentrate or not processed or from some brand, but the issue is you're raising your blood sugar without the presence of the fiber. So one of the other PHARM daily fours that we give our students is to consume 30 grams of fiber a day. And okay, orange or apple. So yeah, orange or apple juice is like dessert to me because it's pure sugar. So now the better option would be to eat the apple or eat the orange, because when you're chewing the flesh, you're getting all of the fiber, all of the minerals. And the difference between biting into an apple or orange or versus drinking the juice is that when you bite into it, the flesh that you chew, that fiber, that insoluble fiber, slows down your blood sugar from rising. And that's what we want. That's why fiber is so important. That's why I'm a whole food plant-based vegan. So I'm eating the whole apple, the whole orange, as opposed to the byproduct, which is the juice. Because when you eat the whole food, you keep it in its complete molecular structure, and you get all of the vitamin minerals, and that significantly alters how it interacts with your body. Fresh squeezed orange juice versus actually chewing a mandarin or chewing a navel orange is a very, very different. And so the fiber is what controls the blood sugar. So if anybody has issues with blood sugar, then you want to chew the food as opposed to drinking the juice. However, if you make a green juice or green smoothie that's mostly plants, mostly vegetables, that's much better. So like the formula that I give our students for a smoothie is you want to have 75% plants, and this goes for a fresh squeezed juice as well. You want to have 75% plants and then 1 to 2 fruits to wash the medicine down. So we add the fruit to the smoothie or add the fruit to the juice just to make it slightly more palatable. But the point of consuming it in the first place is for the actual plants. Okay. Hey, Sonia, are you back?
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
That was eventful.
Yeah, I carried the whole weight. So what do I do? What do I get for this?
I know, right? And I'm telling you, I had to go and do a hard connect, and then had to use a totally different browser. And I was back here. Let me try the browser first because I was so afraid to interrupt. You were amazing. So yes, I will be sending you something.
I'm just joking.
I'm serious. but keep going. I mean, my question I put in there, I didn't know if you could see it or not. I'm just, with everything you do, and I was like, what keeps you encouraged? Just make sure you touched on that.
Yeah, so give me a little context about that. Are you saying personally to continue to eat a plant-based vegan diet myself, or business? Because there's different levels. There's different levels of encouragement. So what specifically encouraged to do what?
Encouraged to stay on your path of what the work you're doing, to be this example.
Yeah, so the first is what I've mentioned earlier, Sonia, and that's just radical obedience. I feel like every time we deviate from the path we're supposed to be on, right, it comes with a consequence. And everything that we're seeking in the world, everything we want for ourselves in our lives personally, and everything that we want to produce in the world becomes significantly easier. Like the God, the universe makes it so easy for you when you're obedient. And if you find yourself running constantly into resistance, then that's more than likely because you're being disobedient in some area. And so the thing that keeps me encouraged is how easy things are when I do what I'm supposed to do. It's as simple as that.
Wow.
You're supposed to eat right.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You're supposed to exercise. You're supposed to be spiritually aligned. You're supposed to live on purpose, and your gifts and your talents are supposed to lead as opposed to your need for money to pay bills. So every time you stay doing something you're not supposed to be doing, you create resistance, and you de-magnify yourself. So I'm magnetic in that my obedience makes it so much easier for me to do everything I'm supposed to do, and makes it so much easier for me to get everything I desire. So what
I
keeps me
love that.
encouraged is the ease of how I live my life, because I'm so obedient.
I love that. I love how you put that, actually. And I'm going to tell you, the devil was just trying to keep someone from hearing this bit of testimony from the transparency. Because what I was saying, until I realized I wasn't speaking to anybody, was the fact that just this change in my diet. And remember, this is for me at this time that I'm doing for a spiritual purpose, but we're talking about still a change in diet. And I have been, not for intentional purposes, but recognize that I hadn't had like my medication. And then not, and then noticing I haven't had the need to inject myself with my insulin because of what I'm putting into my diet.
Yeah.
And that alone, like I said, Lisa and I was talking about before we came in. Am I convinced? Yes. I am. I really am. Was I always? I can say I was a skeptic. I mean, that's fine. I'm being transparent because we're not really taught that literally what we put in is what we get out. And we're talking about our whole health, our totality of our health. We hear that, but do we really, really know it? Have we been taught in a way to really know it? And so as I felt this pull to get my health right, I felt a pull to make a radical change in my diet. So I am an advocate because of my health. And I want to be in better education. So I'm going through the program. Y'all know I love to be a example of what I talk. I'm the best at when I can tell you, like, this works for my hair. Will it work for you or not? I don't know, but I am not gonna shut up when I have actually went through something myself. So I'm excited to learn. I'm excited to learn the things I don't know about food and what it does from the inside. So if nothing else, if maybe it's not you that is suffering, but share with someone in your family who has been trying everything and who needs to make a lifestyle change for their health. This is such a great option, and you have such an amazing coach that's willing to work with you and give you the tools and resources and encouragement and accountability, right, for you to be successful. But I have to tell Lisa, you said so much good stuff, and people are definitely making comments. Where can they contact you? We have to make sure that gets out.
Yeah. Absolutely. So Lisa Angel Smith. So that's my full name. All right. You're Lisa Angel Smith. So you will go follow me on Facebook or Instagram at Lisa Angel Smith. Website lisaangelsmith.com. And then you can explore everything I have to offer. I do one free plant-based nutrition class per month every first Saturday of the month. I do a 2-hour completely complimentary plant-based nutrition class. So you can learn about all of that on the website lisaangelsmith.com, at Lisa Angel Smith, Facebook, Instagram. And that's where you can learn about my programs, everything I offer. Follow me, get linked into my podcast. Check out the recipe book if you're interested. And then when you're ready to work with me, now this is a huge when you're ready. Okay. I do not teach my plant-based coaching program, Farm to Table. It's not a jumpstart program. It's not for beginners. It's a very elevated level of plant-based living, because I designed the program to eradicate chronic health challenges, not so you can explore plant-based diet. You can explore plant-based diet at my free class every month, listening to the podcast, joining my membership site, all of that I don't charge for. When you're ready, and we determine whether or not you're ready through our application process and interview process. And when you're really ready to put the pedal to the metal and do the work, you've explored, you dabbled a little bit on your own, you know a little bit what it's all about, and now you need to fill in the blank, you need to get privy to the nuances, then I would encourage you to apply for Farm to Table and see if you're a good fit for the program. I only teach it 3 times a year. It's a 10-week program, but you are working with me. It includes your first 6 months with me. We have a robust alumni community, and where you come when you are truly ready, enough is enough. You can't lose the weight on your own. You can't get the blood pressure down on your own, the cholesterol down on your own, chronic kidney failure, fatty liver, gut issues, mental health, mood disorders. like when you're ready to really do the work that's required to upend those conditions, and you apply for farm to table. And it is my life's work. I absolutely love it. And it's been a game changer for my students and myself.
Yes, yes. And I like, if you didn't come in at the beginning, I definitely said that I value the fact that you go through that interview process, Lisa, because you actually leave the person with really pondering questions like, am I
Mhm.
really ready? If you are really serious, like I took all the questions serious because I wanted to really make sure that it was this time in my life, because I've known about farm to table as long as I've known about Lisa. But I knew I would not, especially after going through the interview process. No, I was nowhere near ready. If I would have, because I would have took that time, took her time, which is more valuable than what even the course offers, because you're taking time. I would have taken time away from another person who's serious
Mhm.
just to get information that I wouldn't have applied in my life at that time.
Mhm.
That's just my testimony. So I appreciate you taking it. But what I'm excited about, here's the second level of transparency, that I'm just thinking about, the chronic stuff that when you go to the doctor. She talked about the mental stuff that
Mhm.
you don't think about.
Yeah.
And for me, I have joked plenty of time. Y'all give me some ginkgo biloba, however you say it, because y'all know I'm maturing, got some grays under here and all that kind of stuff. But really, really, I can actually improve all of that. The clarity of my mind, how I think, my memory, all of that by what I eat. Now I'm gonna have Lisa sign on that, right?
100%. When I tell you the biggest benefit, because I lost 65 pounds before I became a plant-based vegan, so the weight wasn't a big deal for me. And I didn't have any pre-existing conditions and wasn't on any medication. So the benefit and the privilege I had in becoming a plant-based vegan when I was already healthy is that it highlighted to me something I probably would have totally missed if I was focused on other things, which was my cognitive functioning. My
Mm,
brain went from like 0 to 60. It's insane. My ability to recall information, to concentrate, no brain fog, my ability to create. All I do is create for a living. I create content, curriculums, I coach, I teach, and I speak for a living. And so it's really, really, really important for me that my mind is always firing. So just to be able
mm,
to be here and answer everyone's questions and dive in and kick into action and be flustered, like a still mind, to be present. My ability to be present is huge. I'm not concerned about what's going to happen in the future. I'm not preoccupied with what happened in the past. Just the ability to be present. All of that was 10x when I became a whole food
wow.
plant-based vegan. So for
Well, I'm
yeah,
excited for that. I'm
yeah,
excited for
oh
that alone.
yeah, no sleep issues, just like clarity, clarity, clarity. It's the most beautiful gift.
Oh my goodness. So we have one last question coming in. It says, Lisa, do you feel that people are making some nutritional changes since the COVID situation?
The COVID situation, yes. Um, so 100% I do. I know business for me kicked up quite a bit, due to the COVID situation. Because everyone is telling us, how to protect ourselves externally, but
Mhm.
everything you do externally can only be as good as what you do internally, if that makes sense, including getting the
Mhm.
vaccine. Like putting the vaccine in a healthy body is very different than putting the vaccine in a compromised body. So understanding how to eat from inside out to give yourself the best shot at protection, to boost your immune response, to boost your chances of recovery and repair and healing are critical. So yes,
Mm.
I do believe people are taking a bigger interest in nutrition. I wish like the media and the mainstream channels were talking about that as much as they're talking about masking up and getting vaccinated.
Right,
There
right.
are definitely things you can do from the inside out, and the way you eat plays a huge, huge role in your body's ability to fight any pathogen.
Awesome, awesome. Well, I said that was going to be the last question, but we got one more came in, and I think this is a good one. So Miss Barbara, I know because it's my mom, is a little mature. Okay, so you know where my age is. I'm not putting her age out there, but she's my mom. So her question though is, will her memory improve? Because you know where she's at an age now.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's one of the misnomers and myths that I would love to flip upside down for people, thinking that memory loss is a natural part of aging.
Mm, it's
Memory,
not.
it's not necessarily. I'm not saying there are some things that naturally decline as you age, don't get me wrong, but the rate at which our memory declines and just
Mm-hmm.
believing that being forgetful is okay because you're getting older,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely not. So
Okay.
I'll tell you, interestingly, one of the biggest things that impacts memory is actually a vegan food, and it's sugar. So
Mm.
you can actually, when I eliminate, so not only do I not eat animals, I don't eat dairy, I don't eat seafood, I don't eat poultry, I don't eat eggs, but I also don't consume refined processed sugar. This is so important because there are so many vegan foods, desserts, or just like it could be vegan burgers, vegan sausage,
Mm-hmm.
vegan mac and cheese, all this crap that's loaded with sugar, or even
Mm.
beverages, right? We know soda technically is vegan. Oreos
Right.
are vegan, but Oreos are crap. They will destroy your memory.
Right.
So just being vegan is not enough, right? So thank you so much, Barbara, for asking this question, because not only am I a whole food plant-based vegan, I also don't touch sugar for that exact reason. Like when I get on stage or I get on a virtual stage like this one, my ability to recall is so important for what I teach. And a
Mm.
question can come in any minute about, I don't know, the kidneys, and I need to know the science as well as the solution. And
Mm,
so
okay.
being able to, it's not enough to know the information. A bigger question is, can you access it when you need it?
Oh yeah, that's true. Because for me, here's transparency moment, and we're going a little bit over. I apologize. Um, Someone said a poison and an addiction. Yes, with the sugar. Now, for me, I've had two closed head injuries. That's what my doctor referred to them as. I knew they were concussions. I didn't realize that's considered a closed head injury.
Hmm.
I don't know, but so I kind of was eluding my memory, which I'm sure partly is that, but never really made a distinction or a link to sugar intake.
Mm-hmm.
So it is, I'm noticing, because I'm not doing sugar right now, I am noticing that there is some improvement
Mm-hmm.
as far as my recall and being able to remember some things. Because literally, if you look around, I have like the notes all over the place. I don't know if anybody ever watched Being Mary Jane with the posters all over the place. I'm the note lady. Everywhere is a note, because literally it's like my memory was getting that way.
Yeah.
But I'm actually able to start retaining things. And again, this has only been a short time. So I am like, okay, my question is though, can I do like honey and agave, or is that not considered is that considered sugar too? Just for options, like, are
Well,
there options that are natural, if that
okay.
makes
Well,
sense?
I can unpack this question 1,000 ways. I'm gonna do it very, very quickly. The first thing I want to highlight to you is anytime you're looking for a substitute for something, it's usually addiction language. Okay.
Oh,
I did
okay.
I did a talk a couple of weeks ago entitled "You Don't Need a Substitute, You Need Rehab." Because when you are asking questions like, okay, well, can I at least have honey? Can I have agave? What about maple syrup? Before I even get to whether or not those things are okay, I just want to highlight to you, if you're not doing sugar, you're not doing sugar. And sometimes when we're seeking out a substitution, it's just because we have not wrapped our mind around, we have not committed to disconnecting from the substance completely.
Mm,
The only way to get over an addiction is abstinence, not moderation and not substitutes. And so if you have a dependency on a substance, you have to stop consuming the substance. If you have an addiction to a behavior, you have to stop doing the behavior.
right, and that's true. I guess it was coming from a place. I made some banana nut bread, and it
And
didn't
why
have any.
wasn't the banana sweet enough? That's what I'm saying. Why
Well,
wasn't
because
the
I
whole
didn't
fruit?
let the bananas get ripe enough. And
Okay.
so what I did do is I said from the recipe, I end up like reprocessing the mixture a
Yeah.
couple days later after the other bananas got really dark. And I end up adding that into it and reprocessing and rebaking it. And so, yes, now it is good. So I kind of have tweaked the recipe, i.e., you might mess up a recipe the first time you try it, or you might have to tweak it for your own taste.
Sure.
So,
Sure. Yeah, so for someone who does not have a sugar addiction, like, so I'm over my sugar addiction that I had years ago. I don't consume any processed, refined, concentrated sweeteners. So now, if I have like a quote unquote natural, more natural sweetener, like a maple syrup or a raw honey every now and then, like I can have it and not need it again for 6 months. But what some people do is they go straight from white sugar, brown sugar, coconut sugar, all that crap, and they go think just transition over to the maple syrups and the agaves and the honeys because they're just swapping one thing for another.
Okay.
You actually need to go through the uncomfortable period of detox. Most people skip withdrawals and detox. If you haven't went through withdrawals and detox from sugar, no, honey and maple syrup and agave is not acceptable.
Okay, that makes sense. Thank you for that, for your time. Thank you. And I want to thank you guys for your engaging conversation, for your questions, for being part of the chat. Seriously, because we had some major technical difficulty for the first time ever on this platform. I know we had a little bit things going here and there, but that was like major. So I want to appreciate and truly thank you, Lisa, for picking up that baton and going, and for you guys for your questions coming in, flooding her with what you wanted. Because remember, this is for you guys. This is for you to connect, one, to get to know an amazing business owner. And I know after tonight, you know she's amazing. That's why she's here. But to also get to know what she does, which I'm sure you got to know that, but why she does what she does. I know you understood that, and connect to Miss Lisa on a personal level, because we know it's about us relationships here, right? We're building relationships and establishing connections so that we can have unity and we can grow collectively within our communities. So Lisa, again, really quickly, let people know how they can get in touch with you, and then we're out of here.
Yeah, or to book me to speak, for coaching, or to join some of my complimentary services, visit www.lisaangelsmith.com.
Awesome. And I want to thank you again. As always, I am Sonia Weaver, and I encourage you to spend with purpose, because your dollar matters, and deal with Bob. Have an amazing evening, everybody.